Hello, everybody. My name is RoboPyrofoxy, and welcome back. So, today we are doing another best ways to get video, and it's like the titular episode. It's diamonds. Is that even the best thing anymore? I guess more people care about netherite, but I still care about diamonds. So, that's what I'd like to do today. And I'm even shaking things up a little bit. So, the normal rules of this series is I take a few methods and I do them each for an hour and see which one gets me the most of a certain material. Normally I do 3 methods, but today I'm going to do 4, mainly because it's 2 methods that I ripped in half violently into 4 methods, but I still think they're pretty cool. So, we're going to hop right into the first one, which is obviously just cave mining. That's what it always is. Yippee! Okay, so I am back, and here's our cave we're going to go into. You can see it gets directly down to deep slate. And I'm going to hope that goes deep enough. I'm not really 100% checking. But, yeah, that's kind of it. Let's get right into it with an hour on the clock. So, let's go. So, cave mining is the intended way to get diamonds in Minecraft. And many other resources too, like iron, gold, redstone, lapis. All things I'll get will part of this. Copper too. And it's just weird, because even though caves have been in the game for a long time now, at least big like this and the way mining has shifted, but it's still new to me, in a way, because I'm so used to the old way of strip mining for forever, and that was the ideal way to get resources. So, it is still weird just jumping into a cave and running around dealing with mobs, and not just zoning out, but it's pretty fun. And there are a few issues that are particular to cave mining, like air exposed diamonds are usually in smaller chunks than their fully buried counterparts. And I mean, usually you can still find chunks of 8. And the tried and true method of mining a few blocks around a vein and possibly stumbling across more still works. Also, this is pretty obvious, but diamonds are really low down in the world, which can be an issue if you're not using like efficiency 5 tools, because deep slate sucks. And also you're pretty low down. I know that's not the craziest thing to say, but that's not an issue with a lot of the other methods, so I just thought it'd be worth to bring up here. But either way, it's a very simple way to get diamonds, and it's pretty easy, obviously being the intended way. Ugh, I don't know what I expected. Oh, I get other side. I think I already have other side, but I get other side. Other side's actually huge. Oh, whoa! And an enchanted golden apple. Okay, okay. Shouldn't have said I was getting luckier. Oh! No! Okay. I got like 1 minute left, and I don't really think I'm gonna find anything in that time. And I'm not gonna give up, but I just don't see it. My timer's going off. So that's it, actually, which we got 90. Okay, for about an hour, we barely got more than an hour, but I guess that is in the positive. So let's get out of here and fortunate and see what we're actually going to get. Okay, so we are back home now, and here are the 2 chests that contain the loot of what we got. So in here is just kind of all the extra junk we got, most notably being Other Side and the Enchanted Golden Apple. Ton of other stuff like some nice amount of deep slate. Kind of should organize this a little better, but stuff like that. And frankly, there's nothing really too useful in here. The deep slate's nice, and of course, Other Side and the Enchanted Golden Apple. But in here is all the ore we got. Now, I am going to go through the process of fortuning all of this, but this is it pre-fortuned. And, it's pretty good haul. It's better than I thought I got, honestly. I was pretty disappointed. I feel like I should have gotten more diamonds, but I did get really unlucky in that first cave. So, luckily and unluckily, I didn't get any stone diamonds, so I don't have to keep any in stone form. Would have been cool if I got some, but I didn't. But oh well. So I'm going to go fortune all this, and I'll be right back with you guys. Yippee! Okay, so I have finished mining everything, and here's what we got. I actually got extremely lucky on the diamonds. I doubled what I got on the diamonds, over doubled. So that's pretty good. Well, I guess I didn't exactly double. Well, 3 stacks is doubled, so I over doubled, which is pretty good. Other than that, I didn't get anything too crazy. I mean, lapis and redstone got a lot. I got way less gold and iron than I thought, and yes, take into account I crafted them into blocks so it would all still fit into one chest. I mean, still, I got a pretty good haul for an hour's worth of mining. Other than that, that's this method. Mining actually was worse than I thought it would be overall, I will say. I thought I'd get more diamonds, and while again, on the back end, I came up and got a little luckier. In fact, I want to craft these into blocks just to see how much I got. Still, I got 25 blocks of diamonds plus 3. That's pretty good. I will say. So, next is on to the other form of mining I'll be doing today, strip mining. It's kind of the same thing, but I'll be at the right level the whole time. Yay. So, let's go on and do an hour of that. So, yip yip, hooray, hooray. Okay. Hello, everybody. There is no good way to put my camera here. But I am down in the deepest pits of hell, negative 58. This is not the best height to be at for diamonds, I don't believe, but it is the best height where you don't have to deal with anything else. And I'm trying my best to substantiate the different methods from each other because cave mining and strip mining are pretty similar at the end of the day. So I'm down here now, ready to go strip mining, and I don't have that much to actually say about this method. Really, I'm just going to be digging in a straight line for an hour. And I mean, I'll turn here and there when I feel like it, when I gotta spice things up. But basically, I'll just be mining in one line for an hour till I hit like a water cave. I actually don't think I brought enough shulkers, because the point of this method is to get things like deep slate, and I really only have 3 shulker boxes, so I might not even get everything I can. Will I get 3 shulker boxes worth of deep slate? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to give it bonus points if I go over. But either way, I'm going to get right into it. That's really it to say for the method. I've hopefully overlaid the footage while I was talking, and it's just really sped up. Because honestly, there is not going to be that much to talk about for this method. It is a straight line. I might bother showing a few of the interesting moments where the diamonds go, but there's really not going to be that much. So, yeah! Yay, strip mining. Okay, so I have about a minute left, and I have gotten extremely lucky in the last few minutes. Like, I've gotten, like, 25 diamonds in the last 10 minutes, you know, which is the most I've gotten in a chunk. But this is suiting up to be a little better than I thought it would be. You know, I mean, again, looking purely at diamond-wise, I'm only gonna be, like, 20 behind cave mining. Now, I have a lot less variety of items, but I make up for that in deep slate, you know? I mean, I'll talk about that a bit more later. I'm just kind of talking for the last minute. But this is pretty good. I mean, like, I haven't really strip mined, like, actually, since the very first one of these videos with iron, which obviously iron being a lot higher gives you a lot more no matter what. You know, like diamonds, the trade-off of strip mining for diamonds has always been that you always only get diamonds, you know, that's like the main thing you get, not like iron where like, oh, there's some gold here, oh, there's some copper, you know. Well, okay, copper's kind of a newer addition for that point, but you know what I mean. Like, oh, there's some gold here, oh, there's some lapis here, oh, there's some redstone here. And in the old days, you might even be very lucky. Oh, there's my timer. So we're done. You could actually hear that time. Last time it didn't make a sound. But, yeah, I'm only like 20 off, and I'm completely out of inventory room, which is really nice. I mean, I got a lot of deep slate, which is the main benefit of this method. But either way, I'll continue my talking once I get back up there. Yip yip, hooray! Okay, so I am back up here on the surface, and here's the haul from this one. So, of course, this is the pre-fortuned version. I will say, very surprised the amount of redstone we got. Like I was saying before I had to cut, you know, with diamond strip mining, you were always going mainly for diamonds, so I wasn't expecting that much of the other resources. But still, I mean, I got a decent amount of stuff. I mean, a little bit of the iron is negligible. That doesn't basically happen, but the gold and the deep slate is pretty good, and the redstone is awesome. I think that was more. I'll have to check my footage, but I think that was more than this was beforehand. Other than that, though, the main reason for strip mining is this. Deep slate and tough, to a lesser extent, are well, depending on what you're using it for, but are some of the, like, few non-renewable blocks in this game. Tough technically can be if you count the brick variants, but I don't, so same thing with deep slate, but you know what I mean. So being able to get this much of it in just an hour, while also getting diamonds and stuff, is pretty good. Okay, So I am now done, and here is the after results. That was definitely more redstone. I have more redstone than I got on the other ones. Nothing else did I get more, though. But I got a pretty equal amount of diamonds. Now, again, when it comes to fortune, there's a little bit of luck in there. But, yeah, I got 3 less blocks than I did in this set. So here I got 25 blocks and 3. Here I got 22 blocks. So that's pretty good. So, yeah. I don't really have much to say about strip mining. I already said what I wanted to say. It's really good for deep slate and, like, building blocks, which this mining isn't. Because, you know, the point is I'm running around getting more of these materials. And that's kind of what I meant when I said I split one method into two. Because these are just 2 different ways you can do it. So now we're on to the only other official, not like real, I guess the only other way to really get diamonds in Minecraft, which is structure exploring. And the reason there's 2 here is I couldn't decide on which one I thought would be the best. So let's just get right into the first structure. Yay! Okay, I'm scared to do the F5 camera, but welcome back. So I did get a bunch more shulker boxes, and that's because the next method is that scared me. Okay, the next method is end city hunting. Now, I looked this up anyway because I was trying to figure out the structure in my head with the most like diamonds in it, and end cities personally are ones that I feel like were on my list anyway, but they also are the only structure that can spawn with 2 to 7 diamonds when they spawn. They can't even spawn with 1 diamond. And of course, they have a pretty, you know, good 2 side benefits. Just saying. So, like usual in this series when I get a structure is I'm allowed to use chunk base, which is going to make it a lot easier. But like I said, this is about maximizing your best way, not just flying around till I get it, because that would be the failure of this method, is I would genuinely get 0 if I just flew around. With that, though, we are going to get started. And I need to remember these coordinates so I can get out. So there we go. Yay. Okay, off we go. End city exploring is, on paper, one of the best ways to get diamonds from a structure, because according to the wiki, you can get 2 to 7 per chest, and I can already tell you that's a lie, because in one chest, I got 12 diamonds. Okay, maybe I just don't understand how spawning works in Minecraft, but either way, you can get a lot of diamonds out of an end city structure. And besides that, let's be honest, you're not here just for diamonds. You're here for shulkers and elytras as well. Plus all the extra stuff you can find in chests. Like spears are in the loot pool now. I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. That's nice to have. But this is one of those methods where diamonds are not the only priority. Unlike the last 2 methods, which are pure diamondage, these ones are, well, here's some diamonds and some cool other stuff. And that's exactly what you get. So, end city exploring is kind of boring, too. I mean, you know, especially because I'm at the end stage game, so I have full armor and elytra already, tools. I did forget my rocket box, so don't do that. But I was fine in the end. So, that was fine. Now, my time is up. My dreams are over. So I need to get this one chest and get home. And then when I get home, well, I want to show you guys the chest. Okay, I'm alive. Okay, this is the chest. There we go. Get me out of here. Now I'm replaying again. Now I have to deal with that. Get me the hell out of here. Okay, so we have to find a way out now. That's the main goal. Okay, so I am back. And here is what we got. So, firstly, of course, this is kind of the secondary interesting stuff, which is all the health potions, the brewing stands, and this isn't the best spear I got, but a spear. Like I mentioned, I don't have one in this world yet, so it's really cool that I finally am able to get one, and I can have one with some pretty decent enchants on it already. And then in here is just everything else. I didn't sort it in particular, but I got a lot of diamond armor, I got a lot of iron armor, I got a lot of saddles and beetroot seeds and stuff like that. Not that any of it's like that nice, but it's still cool to have, you know, just if I ever need it for some reason. But on to the main part, this. Obviously, I wasn't expecting not even close to the amount of diamonds we got on the mining methods. But this is a lot less than I thought it would be. I was expecting at least around a stack. I was expecting to keep the minute per goal up. But obviously, this is the method where it's diamonds are kind of a side grade instead of the main grade because we got a lot of gold and a lot of iron. We got a lot of shulkers and elytras and ender chests and spire armor trims. The reason I put these two down here is because unless you have the data pack that gives you shulker heads or you care, you're not really going to get dragon heads. Like same thing goes for the shulker halves, the shulker shells, because you could get a lot more in this if you raided the whole structures. I wasn't. These are just the ones that I had to kill that were in my way. But 7 elytras, 8 elytras is a lot better than I thought I was going to get. Like, genuinely. I thought I was going to get out of here with like 4. Now, again, I plan to be a little heavier on the shulker rating, then I forgot how annoying that would be. But still, that is really good. 35 diamonds is a little pitiful, but this is the method where diamonds are not the main focus and it's the other stuff. Still, though, in comparison to the minings, I mean, it's not even just to do it because I did it with the other ones, even though it was a bit more worth it there. But just to give you guys a better view on head, I got in the 20s blocks on each of those methods, and then I got 3 here. But that is not the last thing we're doing today. There is one more method left, and this is the reason I wanted to do 4, because I really wasn't sure how good end exploring was going to be. So we have one more method left, and honestly, I think it's going to attain similar results, but you do it in a completely different way. So let's get right on to it. Yippee! Okay, so here we are on for the next method, which is down this hole. And if you can tell, it's a trial chamber. So the idea with the trial chamber is, unlike the end city, I'm going to only really have one. Like, I'm only really going to do 1 or 2 trial chambers. I'm not going to be able to do that many because you can get diamonds out of both ominous vaults and regular vaults. So that's my plan. You can even get diamonds from the vases. So that's the plan on the trial chamber. It's all luck still, but maybe I'll get lucky. So we're just going to get right into it. So the reason I even included trial chambers in this video was because unlike end cities where your goal is just to get to as many as you possibly can, get all the chests, kill all the shulkers, and then go to the next one, you actually are only going to be able to do like 1 or 2 trial chamber at least within the hour. Like I only ended up doing 2. I didn't even finish the second one. Because you can go through them once normally, clear it all, get the regular keys, look through all the chests, and then run through it again after drinking an ominous potion and do the ominous trials, get the ominous vault keys, and try your luck at those. So it's just a completely different way of doing it. And it took a lot longer. Like I said, I only ended up doing 2 and I didn't even finish the second one. And it's just, honestly, it wasn't very good. But this one is fully luck-based, is what I'm trying to say. Unlike the other ones, where you were still guaranteed something. You could go to an end city that had a ship and you'd get an elytra. You go mining, and even on an unlucky mining trip, you're still going to get a few diamonds. But with trial chambers, you're stuck, because even though I don't think it's exactly random, I believe it's on a predetermined list that is random per world, but basically random. But it's still random what I actually get from the vaults. I have no idea how many of these have been opened, so I can't go to that list and check what I'm going to get. I don't know what's going to come out of it. So it's just completely luck. Okay, there's a lot of things here. This is the jackpot room. What? This is cool. I guess that counts as my loot, but not that I'm gonna get a diamond, but I might get another music disc. Oh, I got an emerald block. Yeah, very rarely can you get, like, diamonds out of that. What? What? You can get a trident? Okay. Hello, everybody. I am back. I have sorted all the materials, and this is what we got. So I tried to sort out everything that was kind of interesting. Something that you can only get in the trial chamber and something that is valuable. Like, we got a lot of slime. That's pretty good. And we got a lot of emeralds, too. Though, you may notice on the diamond front, we didn't do very well. I pre-crafted it in the blocks because you can do the math. It's 15 diamonds is what we got. It is not very good. But there was a lot of good other stuff we got. Like Breach 4. I think Breach is one of the ones you can make villagers sell, but if not, still, getting such a high level of Breach is pretty good. We also got an armor trim and the the flow banner pattern. Of course, we got 3 precipices, which is pretty cool, but we got both the creator versions, which is really nice because I like this song, so it's really cool to have both versions of it. And we got like breeze rods. Not that interested, but if I do ever make a potion brewer, there's that. Also, a full trident is very good. I didn't know you could get tridents from trial chambers, especially not an undamaged one, but I guess you can get any variation of damage from any tool in any structure. But I didn't know you could get a full trident. That's pretty good. Also, some bad omen bottles, but that's not really that interesting. It's mainly this stuff. But we got pretty bad on the diamonds. And I will say that's mostly because I had really bad luck. Like, really bad luck. I don't know what was up with that. But even then, still, I probably wouldn't have gotten much more even if I was getting lucky. And also, there's all this extra stuff. It's just junk. Tools, a lot of arrows, a lot of blocks that are kind of unnecessary, like wheat for some reason. Mob drops, mainly. I could have probably put the honey in the lucky chest, but it's really not that interesting, so yeah. But here's all the methods. And I will do I'm going to rank them first, but then I want to put all the diamonds together and see how much I got in total. So, going from worst to best, ironically enough, it's in a pretty good order. So, the worst, as much as I like what else we got, it doesn't offset the value of diamonds we didn't get. So, I'm going to put this one in 4th place. This is the worst one. I like what we got. What we got was pretty good, but it just, there's not enough give up value like there is on the other ones to get this little amount of diamonds. The next 2 are kind of tied, but I'm going to put one as 3 and one as 2 because depending on what you want, end exploring and strip mining is pretty good. Now, of course, I got a lot more diamond strip mining, so end exploring has to be in 3rd place, but 8 elytras, at least this many shulker shells. I don't really know how many shulker boxes it is. About half a stack, a little bit over. But and we still got a lot of diamonds. I mean, only about 4 blocks worth, not nearly as much as the other methods. But I think what you get in this chest alongside makes up for the deficit. And then number 2, the only reason I say these are tied is because the only extra stuff I did really get is deep slate, which is nice, but if you don't need deep slate, it's kind of not worth it. But of course, I got a lot of diamonds and a lot of redstone and other stuff like that. So that makes it 2 automatically. As much as I believe, depending on your mood, end exploring or strip mining can be changed, but you got a lot more diamonds, which makes it have to be 2. Which of course leaves cave mining as 1. While you don't get any like extra materials, these are all things you'd expect to get while mining. Easily got the most diamonds out of it and the most of anything else. Like, I got stacks of lapis I didn't get anywhere else. I got more redstone strip mining, sure, which is kind of surprising. But I got a lot more of everything else. And you still get the niceness of some extra stuff like this. Like, I still got some deep slate. I got other side. I got an enchanted golden apple. I don't know why I didn't put those in this chest. I should have. But, I got some good stuff from randomly exploring, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, that's my ranking. Believe it or not, I kind of did it in order. It's surprising. But now, just to see, for 4 hours worth of work, how many diamonds did I get? I didn't even get a stack of diamond blocks. I'm kind of surprised. Now, again, it could have easily been changed if I was a little bit luckier. But I only got 53 diamond blocks, which is just a little less than I thought I'd get. But either way, this is a lot of diamonds to mess around with. So, I'd like to say thank you all so much for watching. If you could please like and subscribe. And bye-bye! I love diamonds.